My mom loves being a martyr. She raised me by herself after my father left. She refused to take him to court for child support and let me grow up not in poverty but not exactly well. I had food and clothing and a roof over my head. I also started having to provide for myself when I started babysitting. I was earning money to pay for school fees, menstrual products and such. My mother started taking my babysitting money when I was 12. I got out when I was 16. I moved in with her sister, my aunt. My aunt helped me get my act together and get into college. She helped me get a judgment against my father for child support. He never paid it. She helped me apply for scholarships. She helped me save money to start my business after I graduated. I'm doing well now and my mom is getting close to retirement. She recently contacted me and asked if I could help her out. She'd worked herself to the bone supporting me growing up and she feels like I owe her. I told her that she probably had less money than she could because she never bothered collecting child support. She screamed at me that she'd decided to cut my father out of her life and that I needed to respect it. So I told her there was an existing judgment against him for child support. It was worth a fair bit of money and all she had to do was get a lawyer to get it for her. She hasn't called me for money since, but she's also not tried to collect the money he owes her. I regularly stop by to see my aunt and take her shopping for groceries and household goods. I pay because I owe her. She took me in and helped me for 2 years of high school and 6 of college. My mom has been complaining to her about me, but my aunt also thinks that my mom has been leaving money on the table long enough. Edit, I'm an affair baby. My father is still married to his wife. I'm 100% his child. He's on my birth certificate and there is DNA evidence. My mom is a healthcare aide. To the best of my knowledge, he never gave her any money, or if he did, it wasn't enough to make our lives any easier. My mom says that I'm an idiot for second-guessing her choices and not helping her. I told her I would after she collected from him. Not the idiot. It's your father who owes your money the money she lacks. If she didn't do what she needed to get the money he owes her and still won't pursue it after someone even got the ball rolling for her, it's on her now. The money was for your welfare, and no matter how she felt about your father, she should have had the money collected for your benefit. Clearly it would have made a difference in your early life. This 100%. Mom is willing to put on the martyr act for her ex and his family by proving she didn't need anything from him. But she certainly is fine demanding her daughter give her money. Nope, OP, stay firm. Tell Mom her martyr act got her into this position today and she can easily get out of it by taking her ex to court. OP had to buy their own menstrual products at 12 with money from their babysitting job. How can you not do everything in your power to provide something so vital for your child? She's trying to make OP responsible for her choices. You are the idiot. Sorry, you haven't indicated the type of relationship between your mother and father, aside from the affair, so I suspect it's because you don't know. You haven't described any martyr behaviour except not wanting money off of your father, which isn't being a martyr, but it may be for a very good reason. There is a reason she refused to chase child support. It's not rare for men to make terrifying threats. It's possible that your mom made a choice to raise her kid in peace without money over getting child support and likely losing custody. And what's this I owe my aunt she did 8 total years of care for me? What about the 16 your mum did? I need help understanding your reasoning here, and don't get me wrong, you don't owe anyone, but you say you owe your aunt and not your mother, which is a bit telling. I disagree. A 12-year-old child being forced to work to pay for school fees and menstrual products is neglectful. She should have gone after the father to save her child from that, and probably many other things she missed out on or was forced to do. Why did the child move out so early? Why did they need to get their life back together, and why is their aunt supportive if they are in the wrong? Aunt had to take over her care because the child wasn't being cared for by her martyr of a mom. My mum and dad separated when I was 6, and the next year he met Sam. Sam is great, especially to child me, because she was so much fun. She was always taking me to the park or shopping, always buying me things, and even now as an adult we spend a lot of time together, more than I've ever done with my mother. I chalked that up to Sam being a bit younger, not that much, but people age differently. I was always under the impression that when they met, Sam was 26 and 27 when my dad and her started dating, and since my dad would have been 38, it's still iffy, but she was an adult. They've been together for 16 years now, have my 2 younger sisters, who are a teen and a pre-tween and seem very happy. To cut to the short story because of word count, I'd been with my family when my aunt mentioned celebrating Sam's 36th birthday. It would have been the first birthday in 16 years we'd celebrated. I did ask what, she'd be 43, thinking it was harmless confusion, but nope. My dad admitted that he'd lied to my mother and me, knowing we wouldn't approve or would find it gross. In the heat of the moment, I did uninvite them from my wedding for lying to me, plus I think it's gross. My dad says after 16 years I can't make that judgment, I'd be an idiot for that reasoning, and he's sad he won't see his only son get married. Sam is upset because she thought we were closer than that. My partner wants to invite them for peace. I do not have a good relationship with my dad to begin with, not for any particular reason. He's just controlling, such as dictating where I could go up until I moved out. I recall him telling Sam who she could speak to and be friends with. This lie he hid first makes me see him in a different light because it's gross. Plus, who lies about something like this? What's the point? Why lie to me? What else has been a lie? Am I the idiot? So he was 38 and she was 20. I agree, it all sucks. At the time, I wouldn't have approved either. But 16 years later, if they've been happy for 16 years, including her, then let them be happy. I think they owe you a conversation. Or maybe you at least need to talk to her one-on-one about how she feels and she can clear up the history. They owe you some apology for the false pretense, but I'm not sure you should throw away the whole relationship. I don't even know if it's working out so smoothly, like the lady couldn't celebrate her own birthday for over a decade and had to have her husband's approval for who she could be friends with. That doesn't sound like an equal adult partnership to me. The deliberate lie makes me wonder what else they're keeping from you. Has either of them even apologized? That's what would make me pause. I put myself in OP's shoes. I don't know if I'd uninvite them, but I'd want more information. You lied about your age when you met. Did you lie about when you met? Was it a year after, or is Sam an affair partner? Dad and Sam will say no, and she's probably not, but why should OP believe them? They've kept a lie about something small, her age, for over a decade. Of course they'd lie about something big like that. My mom is a difficult person sometimes. She won't talk about feelings or admit she has them, and she is super sensitive to rejection. Oh, she and my wife don't really like each other, so that's a fun bonus. Years ago, when my mom was single, and for context she hates being single but doesn't click with people often, but it was still a huge insecurity, she took my then girlfriend and me on a trip. It was a really nice trip, but she seemed to expect us to do everything together the whole time, and we wanted a little couple time. When we got home, my girlfriend, now wife, mentioned that she wouldn't want to travel that long with my mom again because she expected too much of our time. That got back to my mom and obviously hurt her feelings. My wife told my cousin, who I trust, and I believe either my aunt or her golden snitch child overheard. My mom said she would never travel with us again and took that very seriously. She is now remarried and my sisters are always invited on ski trips. We are never invited. She claims it's because it's his house and he doesn't like me, but I don't buy that. She wouldn't even hang out with us when we were both out of town for the same wedding. My sister claims we humiliated her and I don't understand. Well, I recently found out that my mum and her husband are taking my sisters and their partners to Greece. I wrongly assumed I would be included. My mum's husband heard and said he wasn't sure, but I need to clarify with my mum as he doesn't think she wants me there. I talked to my mum and she said we weren't invited. She never wants to travel with me or my witch wife again. So I blew up and screamed at her that she needed to grow the heck up. She shouldn't even have had children if she's this petty and immature. My mum said I was an adult and not entitled to a free trip. I continued to yell at her and said she couldn't keep favouring my sisters if she wanted a relationship, and she didn't deserve money because she used it as a weapon. She told me to go cry to my in-laws as they like to kiss my wife's butt, but she will never travel with us again and I should respect her decision. She called me manipulative and accused me of guilt-tripping her. You are the idiot. She paid for a vacation for the three of you, yet you and your wife complained that she wanted to spend time with you. Have you never heard, "Don't look a gift horse in the mouth"? She told you she would no longer travel with you and is likely waiting for a lengthy apology. Oh, and telling your mother to grow up was childish. Most of us have never been on a real vacation. Your entire post is that your mum won't fund one for you. You grow up. Get your head out of your butt, please. Your wife seems insufferable. She demanded too much of our time. What? When you travel with people, you'll spend time with them doing activities, talking, etc. and now you demand to be invited on a trip with her. The audacity! Please leave your poor mum alone. If she doesn't want to travel with you, that's that. Grow up, please. This is embarrassing. My daughter just turned 40. She wasn't married but had a boyfriend, and the relationship resulted in 2 children, a daughter, now a pre-tween, and a son who's a kindergartner. Her boyfriend left because of her hot-headed behaviour, what he claims. He doesn't visit or contact the children. I called to wish her a happy birthday. She sounded aggravated on the phone. When I asked why, she began yelling about how thoughtless her children were. She told me they hadn't bought her a gift or wished her a happy birthday because they didn't know. She was very much upset with them and grounded them. I told her at that age they don't remember dates, and what did she expect? For them to hitchhike to the store and panhandle until they got enough money for a gift? She started screaming her daughter should know dates like this by now, and they're just so lazy. I said to my daughter she was being absolutely insane and they were only kids. The call ended with her now yelling at me and hanging up. I later discussed it with my husband, daughter's stepfather, who defended her, saying she was a single mom who felt alone today and that we needed to cut her some slack. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Her behaviour has me concerned she may take her frustration for her unrealistic expectations out on her kids. It might be emotional abuse, especially if they're within earshot to hear her call them lazy and thoughtless. Plus, yelling at you over the phone for pointing out how crazy her expectation is, that she thinks little kids would somehow remember and be able to afford to buy her a gift. As you pointed out, they're growing up in a single-parent household with no contact from their father, so who exactly is supposed to give them money and take them to the store? These children need a new guardian. In the nicest way possible, she sounds like a bad mom. Where exactly are they supposed to get the money to buy her a gift? Based on her attitude, I also bet if the kids made her a homemade gift, she wouldn't have appreciated it. Why, oh why, would my struggling single-parent daughter, who lives 3 hours away from me, is alone on her 40th birthday and has no support network, be so burnt out and stressed? You are the idiot, OP. Your husband is right. She's probably very stressed raising 2 kids alone, and you didn't even bother to visit her on her birthday. Why didn't you help the kids remember and get her a gift? I imagine she's actually mad at you. I'm more concerned about what steps you're planning to take to relieve your daughter of some stress and ensure your grandkids' well-being. Agree. I think OP is the idiot because she could help out and take some of the load off for her daughter's birthday, but she would rather call her crazy and leave her grandkids with a possibly unstable person. OP, if you think your daughter and your grandchildren are having issues, instead of complaining online, step up and help. I'm a happily child-free adult. Babies have always made me super uncomfortable. I don't like looking at them, being in their presence, or really hearing about them. I used to have panic attacks if I had to be near a baby or toddler, even for a minute or two. If a baby or toddler touched me, I'd freak out and have to go wash off a few layers of skin. I don't know what caused such an intense reaction, but it's always been like this. I've been working on at least being more cordial and tolerant with babies and toddlers to the point that I no longer have panic attacks. However, they still make me very uncomfortable, and I don't want anything to do with them. I have a friend, we'll call her Sally, who knows that I dislike babies and how uncomfortable they make me. Sally had a baby several months back. I was polite and congratulated her. Ever since, every so often she'll randomly message me about her baby. She'll start with, "I know you don't like babies, but..." and then send pictures of her babies, tell me about toys or clothes she bought for her baby, etc. I usually reply in brief messages like, "Nice" or "Okay," and leave it at that. I don't want to be mean, so I give a minimal response. I delete photos immediately, usually our conversations too, because I'm not interested. Sally and I are not, nor have we ever been, close friends. Recently, Sally posted in a group chat we're both in, asking for people's addresses if they want to receive a Christmas card from her baby. That's how she worded it. I figured if I didn't fill out the document, that would be an easy, non-confrontational way to ensure I wouldn't receive baby pictures in the mail. Unfortunately, Sally messaged me privately today asking for my address so she could send a Christmas card, so my silent opt-out is no longer an option. Will I be the idiot if I tell her I don't want a Christmas card from her baby and to please stop sending me photos and updates about said baby? A baby touching you makes you run to the bathroom, and being in the room with one gives you anxiety? Yeah, that isn't normal. You need to get therapy. This is not a healthy way to live, Suffering over the sight of babies is extreme. You are the idiot. You don't even need to open the card. Use tongs to take it out of the mailbox and drop it immediately in the garbage. Sally is being a little too obtuse about sharing her baby excitement, but this, literally and figuratively, is life. Sally could be lonely and struggling with the change of having a baby. Everyone has issues. It won't harm you at all to be polite about mail. The question isn't if OP is an idiot for not liking babies, and even if it was, they are not the idiot for it. People have irrational fears about stuff. It doesn't mean they're idiots. The question was whether they'd be an idiot for declining a card, and the answer is still not the idiot because they are entirely entitled to establish boundaries. And Sally knows about OP's issues with babies, so their boundary tromping actually puts them squarely in idiot territory. If OP was afraid of snakes or spiders and someone insisted on exposing her to them constantly, would you be so dismissive? Oh, I know you have a phobia of spiders. Let me send you these pictures of my new pet tarantula. He is so cute. OP is polite and tries to be non-confrontational about her fears. She's making progress and getting help. OP has the right to exist without being constantly exposed to her fears and bombarded with unwanted pictures. Her friend is not entitled to her attention, address, or anything else regarding her baby.